call this the watermelon exercise. And the objective for this exercise is to teach you how to properly trim a steak or pork chop. So when you cut a steak or a pork chop, there's an angle to the steak. And when you cut straight down, you want to make sure you leave as much of the fat on the pork chop or the steak as possible. Okay, so I'm going to just take this watermelon and I'm going to just trim off the end just for safety. Then I have a, now it doesn't move on me. I'm just going to cut straight through. Now pretend this is a piece of meat, nice and red. We're going to turn it over. And now I'm going to make some steaks. So this is a good exercise to try at home. Watermelon's a little cheaper than meat, so it's not a bad way to start. So you notice when I turn this over, there's an angle. Can you see that? There's an angle. So if I were to make my steak and trim it and I went straight down, I'm actually leaving more on one side than the other. So the customer might think that's not fair. So the way to practice how to trim is you want to take your knife and you want to be able to, we're not going to use this one, we're going to take our center slices and we're going to take our knife and we're going to slightly bevel it around. So we're just going to try to angle with the cut face. Okay. So this would be our fat. So we want to make sure that we don't have any of the red or the beef or the pork on our fat. So we're just going to keep cutting a few more. It's nice and even on both sides. A little bit of red, but that's okay. Now what you don't want to have happen is if I go to cut this, then we have this lean or the red. So that would be our meat that we would leave on the steak. So we're just gonna cut a few more. You can try different size knives, so I'll use this breaking knife. Now notice when I come to the side, I'm angling my knife in. So I'm coming down and angling in. Okay. Okay. So here's the one we cut incorrectly. Just angle your knife down. See if we can try this odd-shaped one. So we just want to follow the angle of the steak, or in this case, the watermelon slice. It's not too bad. This is what I call a watermelon exercise, and it's a great way to practice your steak cutting techniques.